Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to open up my Dartzone Pro, just got it in the mail. I know I'm a little bit behind some other people in terms of the shipping order, however I'm excited nonetheless, so let's get started. Inside the shipping box there is the carrying case box. Now I don't know how many people are actually going to use it as a carrying case, but it's a nice gesture to have some premium quality packaging in such a nice product. Opening it up, looks like my number is 926. I did order towards the end of the run, however it does seem to be pretty randomized as people within the last week or two have gotten like low numbers in the single digits, stuff like that. So I guess it's just luck of the draw. So the first impression is it is pretty premium feel. The trigger feels nice and crisp. The rubberized grip really does a lot for it. It's weird having a stock blaster with a really comfortable grip because most of the time they're either too short and they tend to dig into the palm of your hand right around here. But this one is nice and large and that rubberized grip really gives it a nice feel. The front barrel just slides right on. It's a really nice tight fit actually. The tolerancing on this blaster so far I'm very impressed with. It just feels really like a premium product. So I know it's a little expensive, but it definitely feels to be like it's built pretty well. So that adds to the overall quality and hopefully the experience of the product. Up next are the thumb screws. Now those just slot right in, and then I also have two pins to put through the body. Not sure if it really matters which order you put them in, seeing as they both pretty much hold the blaster together. Though the pins are supposed to be more structural, I suppose, and then those are more. The pins are far larger than I thought they would be, and I'm honestly not sure why they went with pins for a teardown. I guess it makes it more compact in general, but I think most of us are pretty much just going to leave the blaster at the full length, so I might end up replacing these with some shoulder bolts or something in the future, just to hold the blaster together more permanently, and hopefully it won't rattle around as much. Putting on the stock. Pretty simple. I believe it takes pretty much any AR stock. That seems like a pretty standardized buffer tube. I want to see if I put some pressure on it. It seems to be pretty sturdy. I know some people have reported that there's collapse fairly easily. I just put a fair bit of pressure on it, and it doesn't seem to have budged. So let's try another one really quick. Maybe. Okay, that was a lot of pressure, but under normal use, I don't think it would pop. So I think that gets a pass in my book. I guess you have to take apart the grip to put this on. I haven't really looked too much into it, to be honest. I've been sort of waiting for mine to come in. So I guess I will take out the screws because it doesn't appear that you can just pop off like on some other attachments. You would normally have like two screws there and it would just release a small chunk of this and then you can slide it over the rail and then tighten it. However, this one doesn't appear to have that. Also, I think it would have been pretty nice if this was more texturized grip, although being that it's Picatinny, you can switch to pretty much whatever you want, but it would have been a nice touch to match the handle as that feels awesome. The handle went on pretty easily after loosening the screws, and then the sights just slip right on, so there's not too much to go into there. So I believe the darts shipped separately. I thought they would have included at least some of the full-length bamboo, but they only included the half-length one, as well as their full and half-length mags. You cannot tell me that they did not base that off of the katana. They are a bit firmer than the katana. These definitely warp a little more. And you can definitely tell because they even have the same little ribs on here that the katanas had. I cut mine off just so that way when for example, the Caliburn, when you're out of darts, the ramrod catches on that and it doesn't let you dry fire it, which is one thing it has going for it over the Talon, in my opinion. However, I've pretty much switched to all Talons as they're a lot more durable. It's kind of cool, though. I'd much rather support Dartzone than Jet pretty much any day. So these actually just went for sale as of the time of recording this video for pre-sale. So if you're interested in getting more of these, I'm sure you can. As soon as I said that, I ate my words because the full-length darts are literally in the packaging right behind the short-length ones. For some reason, I thought that it was just a bunch of short lengths, but I'll own it. Then you also have the plastic barrel for if you want to use like waffle heads or something with a larger diameter head. Then the foam, I have no idea what that thing is, and then there is the full-length mag as well. Overall, first impressions are very high. Just took a couple test shots with some worker darts. Seemed to work pretty well, and I'm sure it holds up to its performance claims. Throw it over the chronograph with both the bamboo darts and the worker darts just to confirm that that is the case. In order to determine if the darts are part of the equation in their own right, I have isolated them from their own magazine and their blaster by putting some of the bamboo darts in a Talon, and I'm going to fire them out of my Caliburn just to see if that also yields a more consistent performance than a bunch of new workers in a similar Talon mag. So a few quick observations on the darts from my testing. Found that the bamboo darts generally have a higher FPS in a tighter barrel. So in this case, the Dartzone Pro with the metal barrel and the Worker Terminator with the Rmods barrel I have installed on mine generally had higher FPS numbers than the Worker Gen 3. Though that may have also had something to do with the scar barrel on the Caliburn, even though that was a looser diameter barrel at 0.527 inner diameter, I believe, is the aluminum, but the scar barrel may have leveled the performance a bit. One other thought was the Terminator was sort of all over the place, as you could see by these high-low numbers, so that's more the blaster than the darts, I would assume, as that's sort of been the general theme of the performance with that blaster. It's not too consistent. Maybe one day I'll finish the video on my assembly and testing on that, but for right now, we can go off those numbers. Overall, my opinions on the blaster are pretty high, even though it has a higher price tag. The performance right out of the box is pretty darn awesome. The only things I would really like to have seen improved would be the grip material on the front grip here, because the back grip is really comfortable with that. Maybe a little bit better stock, as I know some other people have had larger issues with that. Mine hasn't really been an issue, as you saw from my testing earlier, but that would have been a nice quality increase for those people. The takedown pins are a little weird. I wish it would have just either been a solid blaster, or maybe I could replace it with some shoulder bolts in the future, because the rings are a little too jangly for my tastes. I don't see myself switching to their mags, as I'm pretty heavily invested in the Talons now. I have, I think, 7 katanas and 7 Talons, so I think I'm sort of set in terms of short dart mags, so I don't see myself getting those, although I wish that these came out a little sooner. I would have gotten them instead of the katanas, as they are better, in my opinion. But overall, in terms of performance, I'm incredibly happy with this purchase. I would totally get one again if they ever did another run for potentially a loner blaster, if it was a little cheaper, and I don't need all the other accessories. But in terms of getting someone into the hobby, this would have been a great purchase, and hopefully they continue to make awesome stuff for us in the future. I haven't really decided on a paint job, but this definitely deserves something cool in the future, so look out for that video. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video.